To call this meeting to order. Can you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? We flag hung in the room. I pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
David, would you do roll call, please?
Anthony.
Yes.
Andrea.
Yes.
Rick. Sarah. Chauncey.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Corey.
Yes. Moving on, truth and taxation presentation. Bill, can you please?
No truth and taxation presentation because we did not go to truth and taxation. That means that we have a less than, but our ask from the county is less than 5%.
Fair enough. All right, moving on. Number 4, public comment. No public comment. Any correspondence or scheduled visitors?
None.
None. Any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No.
Can I get a motion to approve the agenda? I will second. David?
Anthony.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Yes.
Chauncey.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Andrea.
Yes.
Corey.
Yes. Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I will.
Second.
Yeah.
Dave?
Sarah.
Yes.
Chauncey.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Andrea.
Yes.
Anthony.
Yes.
Corey.
Yes. Motion carries. Principals reports. Mrs. Anderson.
Congratulations to our athletes of the week for the past month. Tegan Hunter for soccer, Garrett Mason for soccer. They were actually nominated together, which never happens to get to a list. That was pretty awesome. Trey Keenan for basketball, Riker Darst for basketball, and Melissa Berry for bowling. On November 13th, we held our fall sports award night celebrating our fall athletes. The very next night, we had our Meet the Tornadoes for the winter sports seasons. All those teams are fully going at this point. So please come to a wrestling match or a basketball game or a bowling meet to watch all these kids do what they love. We had a signature pathway night in conjunction with our family grant on November 18th. We started that evening by introducing the signature pathways that I presented to you guys, to our families that attended. They were then invited to explore a college career fair that was set up in the cafeteria. And then the FSCS provided a meal and crafts for younger kids. December 2nd and 3rd were our holiday concerts for the high school and the middle school. Thank you to our music department for those showcase of our student talents. Tomorrow night, we will be having our big mascot reveal. We're able to obtain a new Tommy Tornado mascot suit through the grant. And Stephanie McMillan has coordinated a mascot reveal evening where Tommy will be presented to the community for the first time between the JV and varsity games. Come join us. I put some upcoming dates like the end of first semester, the Great Western Shootouts this weekend, Teacher Institute. And each one of you has a gift in front of you from the art department that made you all Christmas gifts. So, any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mrs. Sherpy.
All right. A lot has been happening over at Heading the month of December, November and December. Our enrollment is up. That's on my board report that I submitted. We are doing a pop tab challenge. Stuart Powell through the Legion. He's been collecting pop tabs for St. Jude's and Ronald McDonald's house. And he's asked to partner with us to do that. So the kids are going to be doing a collection as well. And he is providing pizza for each grade. Each grade level will receive a pizza earned party for that class. So like kindergarten will get a pizza party. First grade will get a pizza. So that's great. So we're excited about that. Miss Boyer had top attendance this month. Our student of the months were Gabriella Roberts, Aubrey Parr, Oliver Lashbrook, Carson Scott Miller, Tyrus Anderson, and Justice Reed. Mrs. Gladfelter was our Abingdon-Avon Public School Teacher of the Month. You can see we've had lots of activities on my report. We are doing the holiday countdown where kids can choose to participate or not participate, but there's something each day for them. Today was Grinch Day. Very wild and crazy in our building with a lot of who's in the building. We also did our reading night last night for our family night, and it was well attended, so I was very excited about that. And Mrs. Mouse's class did a service project for the Ameren IP folks. They collected items to put in like a basket for like a warming basket for the linemen that are out there in the winter time and for, keeping our electricity on. So that was nice. And that's all I have really.
Thank you. Mrs. Craver?
First, I'd like to congratulate Coach Batson and the 7th and 8th grade girls on a great season. They wrapped up. 7th grade lost in the regional championship to a very close game with Washington. And then the 8th grade girls lost in the first round. They had a good season. Looking forward to next year. Staff and students used SOAR time over the past week to collaborate and do a door decorating project. Pictures of the doors were submitted to me and Mrs. Ebert, who runs the door decorating contest, and students are going to be voting. If they have missed voting earlier this week, they'll vote tomorrow, and then we'll announce winners Friday. On Friday, before the activity day starts, we are going to do a miniature version of the Tommy reveal here. So we're having a assembly. We'll have our mascot come out, do the reveal. He's going to be working with the cheerleaders and doing some dances, doing some cheers. And then we'll go into the activity day. So students can choose to watch a movie or they can do different activities. They've got minute to win it games they can do, board games. There's a room for eating and socializing and just a bunch of different ideas that the kids can do. I did not have a teacher of the month this month. They told me they were not having one, so I didn't have one. Upcoming events, the tornado reveal tomorrow, and the end of the quarter/semester is Friday.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Andrews?
Okay, for the November 19th school improvement afternoon, we began the first training of several that we'll have of co-teaching through Illinois Elevating Special Educators with the expectation that all students, including students with IEPs, are not only exposed to, but learn and are assessed on grade level skills and standards. We must include students with IEPs in the regular education classroom with support, accommodations, and modifications to the curriculum that can best be provided by a co-teaching model. This training will continue into February SIP day and into next year. So we'll continue on through next year so that hopefully we can fully implement co-teaching. January 5th, Teachers Institute. That will be right when teachers come back after break. Regina Johnson from the ROE will start training with the purpose to improve relationships amongst teachers, students, and parents of our district. This training is to address information gathered from the ANA survey, which students, staff, and parents completed as part of the Community Schools Grant. This training will also continue during our SIP day in April and throughout next school year. Also, ULLC consultants will be here January 5th through 7th to work with our elementary and middle school teachers on math instructional strategies and writing strategies in all content areas. These were areas that were identified through our IAR and ACT assessment data. Any questions about any of that?
Refresh my memory, the ULC, how many people come for that still?
Well, at various times, they may, one or two may come out at various times throughout the year, but on the 5th, on that day, there will be 5
Well, that's the
consultants
most, or
coming out. And again, all of this is paid through grant funding.
Any questions?
Is that a federal grant, Phil?
Well, essentially, yes, essentially it's federal grant money, that is filtered down through the states, but the good thing about it, like school improvement money is Title I money, and a lot of it's Title I money that wasn't touched.
So fear of that being-
So far, so good.
Okay. Item 10, Superintendent's Report.
Yeah, I sent you guys out my report, and then just to follow up on everything that we have as far as staff development through that grant, it will be paid for. That's all covered and that we'll have submitted by December 31st, and we'll be reimbursed for that. So we're covered for the year. The problem becomes next year, so we'll have to change our thinking a little bit next year about what we're gonna do and where that money's gonna come from. The hope is that they don't start digging in further to some of these costs. I'm afraid that it's gonna be, this is the beginning. This is a federal grant. Katie, from the ROE, chatted, her and I chatted a long time, and it was money that they were told we would at least have it through this year. And she was told that by Agnow, and they just up and said, nope, we're done. So,
Fortunately, they paid for everything that we have
Yeah.
planned for this year and next year
Yeah.
was paid up front. So
the good news is we had, with some of the personnel situation, we had contingency plans, so, I just, with them threatening with it in August, it was in our best interest to make sure that we were prepared for if that had happened. And I'll share that with you in the finance committee when we structure it all out, because I have everything. There's obviously some things that starting in next month that the board wants to do, and that costs money as well. And, I'll structure all that out so you know where that money's coming from and what those costs look like, and try to project it out a couple of years as well. Very difficult to do in the landscape we live in right now. But yeah, so that's, Merry Christmas to us, right? We just lost $3.5 million, but, over the next few years that we could have used. But the good news is we were able to do a lot with the money we had. And, there's some things and we were fortunate to have that. Most schools didn't, so we were happy to have that. Back now, the group that's going, there is litigation. That's the next step when we lose grant money. These organizations go to litigation, and then who knows? We don't know what happens next. So yeah. Anyway, other than that, I just want to congratulate our first year teachers here that are coming to the end of their first semester. Congratulations to them. That first semester can be a bear when you're coming right out of college. We got a couple of them that just started, and they've really done a good job. We've seen them all through when we've gone to walkthroughs. You couldn't help but be impressed with the things that they're doing and learning, and our kids are really enjoying being in the classroom with them. You can see that. That's very important. And the thing that I've been impressed with, they haven't been afraid to make the parent phone calls and doing some of the things that can be difficult at times. And I think Ariel Gladfelter, I think our principals and Michelle have been so supportive of them that it's been a good transition for them. So that's gone very well. I'll just go into what would be the levy is the new business. Our ask, if you can see, our ask this year from the county will be about $6,500,000. So what that is that's an increase of 4.9% of our ask that we ask from the county. The biggest thing I can just tell you is that we are not raising taxes 4.9% in the district. This is the money we are asking from all the property taxes within the counties that we serve. A lot of times people say, oh my God, you're going to raise that's not what it is. Our taxes will be around what they've been at least the last 4 years since I've been here, and they'll remain under $5, probably in that 480 type range, where we've been between 475 and 491 all that time. So that's if we would get that. The big mystery here is in Illinois, you don't know what you get until the springtime when the county comes back and says, here's the money you're going to get. So that makes for interesting budgeting. So that's part of the reason I don't think that in every state I've been in, we budgeted in the spring. You always budget for the next year for the spring. You have your budget before you left for the summer. Here, you don't do your budget till fall when we started school. Largely, I think the way that that's set up with the county, you don't know how much money you're going to get to be able to do that until late spring. So it's kind of an interesting way of going about it, but that nonetheless, that's the rules of the game. The biggest changes we made is we made adjustments to, we put a little more money into our tort ask. Let me just say that you can't ask more than the 4.9%. Okay, so either way, we're going to ask we're $6,509 and $6,509,487. So that's what we're gonna ask. Last year, we asked for $6,199,000. So, and we received more than we asked for. Interesting concept. I hope that it works that way for us this year again. And we received last year $6,372,000. So that's roughly 55% of our budgeted costs. The rest comes from state aid which is that's also different than places I've been in. But our change is we put more funding within our tort ask, which is risk management, which is the plan that I sent you guys out that we're updating that you guys will approve tonight. There's jobs within that risk management plan that qualify for you to be able to tax to help pay for part of them. None of them exceed more than 10, 15, 20%. So that's where it comes down to. Nothing earth shattering, that's for sure. We're staying kind of in that same ballpark. Our biggest issues, we've been able to cut some costs. We chose to go that direction as opposed to try to ask for more from the taxpayers. If we had gone beyond the 5% and say that we went to truth taxation, probably we're leaving about 300 grand on the table. But is that worth going after? We have a pretty decent amount of money within the bank, and we're pretty good there. So do you ask your taxpayers for that? Didn't really necessarily mean to do that. Need to do that this year. So we stayed out of truth and taxation, and this will be our ask. Kim and I will go to all the county clerks. Kim goes to the Warren County and Knox. I take the long haul down to Lewiston for Fulton County. So we have to get those signed and presented before December 30th, which this was our board meeting. You do that. We get those signed. We take them down. The clerks sign them for you. You have to get verification, and then you're golden. At least you get your ask in, but you're not guaranteed what you're going to get. The biggest issue that you could have is if there was a big slip in property tax for some reason. Obviously, everybody's going to share the pain. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Doesn't, you don't see that. Usually property values around here have gone up pretty steadily. I'll ask the realtor.
Our assessment sheets haven't looked down any anyway.
No.
No, that's what she said not.
No, that's your tell, right? That's how you know. So if you're lucky, sometimes they do, but most of the time they're going to say your property's worth more, which is really a good thing, unless you have a lot of it, I suppose, and you get farm it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of the deal. Any questions for me on that?
Is the state gonna cut back on anything with schools?
There's no sign of that happening. I was in a superintendent meeting yesterday. We all keep talking about a cliff possibly that we hit from the state. State revenues are kind of staying steady. I would say at a minimum, they're going to stay about even from what they've been. They haven't dropped. People are still buying things. People are still working. All that contributes to your tax numbers. And, you know, when you hit an economic recession, what happens? People get laid off. So that's less income tax, less everything. Right now, we're holding steady, and that's a good thing. Our 1 cent sales for Fulton, both Fulton and for Knox have been really good. They're about the same, but people keep saying, but people are going to stop buying stuff that stop purchasing. They haven't. And that's a good thing for us because we're tied to that directly. So those are all good things. So we'll probably be around that 675, 700,000 1 cent sales money this year. That's a good chunk of change.
What was it last year?
658.
So it stayed steady then.
Yeah, it's stayed really steady. People are buying stuff. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Are people still shopping and doing those things? So that's good for us. I mean, it's good for us. That's what's good about the 1 cent. So you get to do that. So we get to pay for things like our, fixing our baseball field, lights on our soccer field, all those things come into play. So right now, that's our economic picture. And if it changes any, I'll let you know. but it's a good ask. It's it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't impair anybody. It doesn't get us over into some new tax bracket for people. I think it's fair. That's what you try to remain, be fair with your stakeholders.
All right. I know you kind of touched on it. Anything you want to add about the risk management plan?
No, it's, I'm doing the positions that you see on that risk management plan that were percentaging within their wages. They're all directly tied to things that they do with their job that involve risk management every day. I'm doing some time studies that we'll do a share of. We'll probably do those every year, and you want to have those on file because if you get audited, there's tax watchdogs out there that look at that and say, "Well, my goodness, you raised your tort. You're telling me these people all work, the percentage of them fall under risk management, under, safety and everything else. How do you know that? And if you don't have those timesheets, they can say, well, guess what? You got to pay that back, every dime. And they'll go back. I don't know if you guys remember, Quincy's the big one that got hit around here. Quincy got hit. They put tons of people on their risk management ask. Somebody said they called that into question. They had no verification and they ended up having to pay millions back in taxpayer dollars. And that still has set them back. And I want to say that was in the like 2015, maybe. Do you remember that, Anthony, at all? That was, you see that they'll try to put a lot of things under risk management, but Quincy has been trying to fight back from that for several years now. That's the school around here that really got hit with it. And obviously they're much larger than we are, but anymore, you never know what people's going to walk in and say, "Oh, how do you know? How do you know this is how much people do? How do you know that?" We know it. We know from seeing it, but you got to have it on paper.
Okay. Item number 12, new business. Any current openings?
I have special ed and a band position.
I have band and an assistant girls basketball coach.
Oh, yeah, I got coaching. Sorry, I forgot about coaching positions. Assistant golf, assistant volleyball, and assistant football.
I have a special education teacher that we need at part-time, based off of our special education numbers.
Item 12.2, quote for activity bus wrap.
It's one of those that are white buses. They don't have anything on them. So we can get them, if you pass those around, those are
Thank you notes.
those are thank you notes as well. It's for all of them. So seems like a lot until you see the number of things. If you see what we've done to that trailer that we have, the AT on the side of it's the same company doing that. Ronnie and Rusty would like to see that. That's kind of what they're asking to get our buses so they're identifiable.
Bus isn't worth much more than that, is it?
What's that?
I say the bus isn't worth much more than that, is it?
Oh, haven't you looked?
Well, how many are we doing?
We're doing 3.
3.
Yeah.
That's for 3.
That's for 3, okay.
That's for
that
3.
makes me
Yeah,
feel
it's
better.
not 1. No,
I was like, holy cow.
it's 21,000 for 3.
Did I see that page again?
There's the bit. I'll pass it on.
Don't they say Abingdon-Avon inside them?
The white buses? No, not now.
No, they don't say. They're blank. Most of the schools do it. I don't know if you see, I'm not trying to, goat you into this, but Knoxville comes down, they got theirs.
They look nice.
They do, they look
They would
nice.
sneak into town.
Yeah. It's, yeah, would you like to do that?
Roll in, roll
There's
in.
All right.
Any questions on that?
Which one are we doing? We doing this?
We'll pick one,
I'll pick
whatever you
one.
get. Yeah, we'll pick one you guys want to do. Always use it. I don't know. This one with a half always kind of catches your eye. Would match our
It's the
trailer.
same I guess, so each of those had a different price or
Yeah.
just?
Yeah, each has a
Each has a
different,
different price.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This expired on November 5th.
No, still good.
Okay.
So that was for the 21,000, that was for
All of them,
all
of them.
of
Yeah,
them.
not just one, no.
So if we pick the partial wrap,
You could do that.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's different than,
Sure, if you wanted to go that
Yeah.
direction, you could.
yeah.
They're giving us several looks.
21,000.
The one is you could,
Yes, that's the height.
Yeah.
one of the things is you can, it's identical, our people, you've got this bus, they'll identify it that way. There's a method to the madness, but if we wanted them all the same, we can certainly do them all the same. And
Slow clap.
You know, I have something for all of you.
It's on camera, just so you know.
Get him coming in.
Well, I don't care about that.
So whatever you guys decide there.
Am I here by you, Bill?
Yeah,
Have a
absolutely.
Are you
seat right
sure
there.
you really want that?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right. Is everybody okay moving forward while you look at that?
Yeah.
Okay. 12.3, Press Plus Policy Issue 120, first reading.
It's a 97 pager, so a
Yeah.
little light reading for you.
What's it about?
You know what? I'm gonna have to look myself, Anthony. Lisa had put that in there.
Is this something the state's wanting to do again on soon?
No, it's trying to, a lot of times, this one is probably keeping up with a federal law change.
I thought it was about board members
It's
or something.
education.
And it's got that in
Yeah.
it. It's got also some open meeting stuff in it as
Yes.
well. Yeah. But some of that trickles down from the feds and then Press Plus takes it and turns it into policy.
This is.
First reading,
For the
so.
small, short books.
What are we doing with it?
There's the, we can do a spot, partial or full wrap. It's different prices.
What about 9?
That's what I saw, leave it blank, sneak into town and roll out of town.
Yeah, no kidding.
We did the levy. You can move on.
All right, 12.4, 26, 27 annual school levy. Bill, you want to talk about that a little bit?
We just.
Oh, we just did.
Yeah, we
Sorry,
just
my
did.
bad. Any questions or comments on that? Okay. All right, moving on. Item 13, action items. 13.1, consider for approval quote to wrap activity buses. Can I get a motion?
I'll make it.
What are you talking about then?
Which one do we want to do? The
It's up to you guys. Yeah.
partial wrap?
I like the partial.
The partial, the half?
Yeah.
I
Yeah, we
think
do the
that's,
partial. That's
I
fine.
think that looks the
That's
best,
Really nice,
honestly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Saves us money.
It's all we
It looks
need.
the best.
It really is all we need.
Let's get a second so we can discuss this.
Oh, yep, it's good to call.
Are you
I'll
seconding?
second.
Yeah, I'll say, no, I don't want to second it. No, I don't want to approve it.
Okay. We have a second. Okay, discussion. So we have spot graphics, partial wrap, full wrap. My inclination is to go with the partial wrap.
What would be the price for all 3 buses on the partial wrap?
That would
4,500.
4,500 a piece, so 12, 13, 13.5.
13.5.
So it cuts the bid in half.
Half.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then-
So my question is this a necessary expense? Is it necessary?
Depends on if you want to promote your district. In that way. In that way.
Well,
Depends on.
aren't our, the buses, don't they have our name and?
The white ones, these are for the white.
These are for the white ones. The yellow buses have our name.
So no, they do not.
The
White
white
bu-
ones don't have our bus?
No, they don't have nothing. They're white. So
They come, activity buses come blank.
that's why we're.
No, you guys can do what you want on lot for spending the money for doing that.
What fund does come out of to pay for this stuff, Bill?
This comes inside of general fund,
So which one?
just general fund.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any additional discussion? Okay. Can I get a vote to vote on the partial wrap for the 3 activity buses? David?
Anthony,
No.
Andrea,
Yeah.
Sarah,
Yes.
Chauncey,
Yes.
myself, yes. Rick,
No,
Corey.
Yes. Motion carries. All right. 13.2, consider for approval Press Plus Policy Issue 120.
First reading.
First reading. Can I get a motion?
I'll move.
Second.
Any additional discussion? If you could just send us some info on that bill
Yeah,
before the
she-
second reading.
Yeah, she had sent that out, I think.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah, I
it's-
tried.
It's
to
96
open it.
pages
Yeah,
long.
And
Oh,
I tried
okay.
to open it up, but I couldn't open it
Fun
up.
time.
She was supposed to put on, I was gonna give you guys a quiz tonight.
No, that wasn't gonna happen. I would have stayed home.
Yeah.
All right. Any additional discussion? Nope. David?
Chauncey.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Rick.
No.
Anthony.
No.
Andrea.
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Corey.
Yes. Motion carries. 13.3, consider for approval of the 2026-2027 annual school levy. I will make the first motion. Any additional discussion?
I mean, I know what we're doing and I understand the reasoning, the concept behind it. And I do, and that's where I'll leave it. You know how I am about.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I've made that well known. I feel like negative Nelly tonight.
And we're so glad you.
Showed up and just called her up.
Okay. Any additional discussion? David?
Andrea.
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Chauncey.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Rick.
No.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Corey.
Yes. Motion carries. Executive session. Anybody have a reason or desire to go to executive session? No. Okay. Item 15, action items, possible action items, consider for approval the December 2025 personnel report. Can I get a motion?
You'll get a motion.
Rick, second.
Second.
Anthony, second. Any discussion? David?
Anthony.
Yes.
Andrea.
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Chauncey.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Rick.
Yes.
Corey.
Yes. Motion carries. Any additional discussion items? No. Item 17, adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.